So now, Bobi Wine has been banned in Mpigi, Masaka, Tororo, as well as the capital city, Kampala. The Electoral Commission today has released a tweet saying that the districts of Mbarara, Kabarole, Wakiso, Jinja, Kalungu, Kazo, Kampala, as well as Tororo, have been banned from any campaign meetings. The spokesperson for the Electoral Commission, known as Paul Bukenya, is the one who released this information in a tweet. However, he has left so many questions unanswered, whether these campaigns are actually banned indefinitely, meaning that we shall have to just wake up on January 14th and go to the polls and vote. Meaning that if you are having any campaigns in these areas, you're not supposed to meet or campaign because it intensifies the spread of COVID-19. So the Electoral Commission, in conjunction with the Ministry of Health, have come up with this strategy yet again to block Bobi Wine or Honorable Kyagulanyi Ssentamu from campaigning in these particular districts. For those of you who know very well, Kampala and Wakiso have the biggest number of voters in Uganda. Wakiso has 1,160,551 people who are eligible voters in that district, followed by Kampala with 1,280,000 and 308,000 people who are eligible voters. The other district where Bobi Wine has been banned that he has not accessed yet is Tororo, which has 264,222 voters in those particular areas. So if you look, Bobi Wine is being blocked from accessing over 4 million voters. And if the government says that we have 17 million voters according to their statistics, and you also add on the number of districts where he has been blocked, so literally it means that he has been blocked from accessing over something like 10 million voters out of the 17 million voters. That is, if the statistics the Electoral Commission is giving us are actually right. Now, we should all understand that the Electoral Commission hides behind the umbrella, hides behind the narrative that COVID-19, blah, blah, blah. And yet the markets are still open, the taxis are operating as usual, and so on and so forth. So if you're saying that it is the lorries that are actually spreading COVID-19, what the Electoral Commission should have done, because there was an option, they should have cancelled the election and postponed the election. But they did not want to postpone the election because the Constitution of Uganda says that the president, if at all there is, if at all we extend the election, it means that the speaker has to become the president. So Museveni is not yet ready to give out power even to his own NRM members, because the speaker is NRM, Rebecca Kadaga. So Museveni was like, no, we must supposed to have the election. That is why you see the Archbishop yesterday, but one came out and said, okay, we can amend the constitution and let Museveni be the president so that we can postpone the election. Because every suggestion they are all bringing up is, okay, Museveni should rape or break the constitution one more time. And this is no longer acceptable at all. Now, you cannot say that Mbarara, Kawarore, Jinja, Kalungu, Kazo, Wakiso, and Kampala, that no one is supposed to campaign from these areas from now on. Well, good luck with your election. Because people of these areas are not going to accept to be disenfranchised by the Electoral Commission itself, that is actually supposed to make sure that these people listen and hear the ideas that all the presidential candidates are supposed to deliver to them. First of all. Secondly, how are you going to conduct elections in these areas where candidates have not been able to talk to the people? Yeah, the Electoral Commission is going to come out with a defensive statement saying that the areas where they are blocking Bobi Wine, they have blocked Museveni as well. For those of you who do not know this, Museveni's campaigns are ending on the 30th. That is around 4 days from now. He is left with Mukono on the 28th of December, Wakiso on the 29th of December, as well as Kampala on the 30th. So that means that Museveni is among the people who is being blocked from doing campaign meetings in these areas. That is Wakiso as well as Kampala. But remember, Museveni has been in these areas before. This would be like his third time. Now, what the Electoral Commission is trying to do is trying to slow down Bobi Wine. They want Honorable Kyagulanyi to end his campaigns with Museveni. Because Museveni is ending on the 30th. They do not have any other program apart from preparing how to rig the election and steal the election until the 14th. But Bobi Wine's program goes way, 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 way until almost, I think, until the 9th. That is his last campaign. It will be in Kampala. Right? Because Bobi Wine has a campaign in PG on the 28th, Masaka on the 1st, which is one of the districts that are being blocked. Tororo on the 6th is another district that is being blocked. Then Kampala on the 9th, which is another district that is being blocked. So it's being blocked from from 3 districts that have so many voters as we speak today. I do not understand how you can say that this is democratic. There is no way the Electoral Commission can say that districts with the majority of voters and candidates are not supposed to access these districts, but then we shall still have an election. Then if at all it is not worth holding if it's not worth holding campaigns in these districts, then just postpone. Because you cannot say that, hey, look here. Because what they are looking at, what these people are chasing is this, that they are looking for districts that have a lot of Bobi Wine support, and then they are putting COVID-19 and saying that, oh, COVID-19, there is too much spread of COVID-19 here. Do you know what they are going to do? Today they stop us from campaigning in these areas. The next day they are going to say that, no, these districts can wait. We are not going to vote in these districts. They can wait because of COVID-19, but other districts where they think Museveni is doing well, they will let those districts vote. But what is funny is this. They will say that afterwards, because these districts are not fought, even if you add these votes, they cannot amount to beat Museveni's victory, so they will just announce Museveni as the president. That's what they are planning. Ugandans are not going to accept this. Byabakama and your friends, and your cocoon, you're all cocoon of people. What you're doing here, it is really, really, really bad. You, religious leaders, Museveni, and the security forces, what you're doing is really bad. It is becoming shameful. You have chased away international observers, you have chased away international journalists, and now look what you're doing. Because they have not put a timeline to say that, okay, guys, look here. We are postponing elections in this area, as well as we are going to postpone the election, because these people need to listen to what people have to say. Yes, why is Museveni afraid of campaigning in Kampala? Why is he afraid of campaigning in Wakiso? Why is he afraid of campaigning in all these other places? If he doesn't want to campaign in those places, for us, we shall campaign there. And we know you are blocking Bobi Wine, you're not blocking Museveni. Because what they are saying is, oh, Museveni also has campaigns in these areas. But what they don't tell you is, of course, this is where Bobi Wine has, number one, a lot of support. And Bobi Wine needs districts like Tororo, as well as in PG, to ramp up his support and so on and so forth. So they won't tell you that. Because this is targeted towards Bobi Wine. They will not tell you that Bobi Wine is very energetic and strong, that Museveni cannot keep up, that they have to make sure that they curtail and reduce Bobi Wine's speed so as Museveni can try to catch up. But he's not going to catch up because there is no time left for him. Okay? So this government is looking for a way of suspending elections, but they do not know how they are going to do it. Because we told you initially that Byabakama and his friends were not ready for the election. That is why they started hiring these religious leaders to come and say, oh, look here, I think you will be the right people to say that the elections should be postponed. But then they are facing with a very, very big task of Museveni having to hand over power to Rebecca Kadaga. So they don't know what to do. No one knows what to do. The other issue, they know very well that they are looking forward to killing lots of people like they did on November 18th. Because whenever Bobi Wine campaigns in Kampala, they think that, oh, Bobi Wine is very popular, blah, blah, blah. He wants to overtake the government. Bobi Wine is not there to overtake the government through non-constitutional means. He's a man of his word. He told you he's going to take you out through an election. And you are even scared of the election. So what you're planning to do is, for as long as he turns up with big support, so you will just have to shoot him. Is that what you're trying to mean? So what you're trying to say is, as we speak now, Ugandans should just go to bed, sleep, and then wake up on the 14th of January to go and vote. That's not going to be acceptable. Concerts are taking place. People are in markets all over the place. Huh? And then you're saying, oh, candidates are not supposed to meet the voters. In 2 districts where the majority of candidates, where the majority of voters are, how can you say that as an electoral commission chairman? Whatever speaker, whatever you are. It is not acceptable, guys. If you are scared of the election and you want to postpone the election, you should not make any decision without sitting down with all the candidates. You cannot just wake up and say, okay, all candidates, now today we are not going to vote in this region. How do you come to that? How do you come to that decision? How do you come to that decision as an EC chairman? Because what you're doing really is disenfranchising voters, and it is making sure that you create a recipe for disaster for our nation. These are not the democratic principle that we espouse, that we actually think about, that we actually want for our country. And you have really made it we are making a stronger case for Bobi Wine. You have actually made a stronger case for Bobi Wine, because whatever he has talked about has happened. Museveni, we are very sorry if you have COVID-19. I think everyone in Museveni's government and everyone in the entire electoral commission have to be tested for COVID-19. If these people have taken a vaccine, I don't know. If what is happening is because these people they have COVID-19 and these are the side effects, then I think we are in for a rough ride with this sort of people. These look like COVIDiots, I'm sorry to say, with the way they make their decisions. And you hear that Byabakama is a lawyer. Which kind of lawyer makes such a decision that you're not going to go campaign in Kampala and Wakiso? You know what they did in 2016? They brought voting, like the ballot papers and the ballot boxes, they were brought at midday. Whereas other areas in the rest of the country had already got their voting stuff. In Kampala and Wakiso, because there is lots of opposition candidates, opposition voters, they brought the things at midday. So today they are starting early. Number one, don't campaign in these areas. Number two, they will postpone elections in these areas and say that, oh, look here, Museveni has got more votes, so even if you add those areas to the opposition, they will not still get the same votes with Museveni, so Museveni is the winner. That's what they are planning to do. But Ugandans are not going to accept that. The people of Kampala, the people of Wakiso, the people of Tororo, they are absolutely not going to accept anything of that foolery. It's not going to be accepted. Alright. Paul Bukenya and the EC, just know the world is watching. Sanctions are waiting for you. Everyone who is working in the Electoral Commission, sanctions are waiting for you. You might think that we are scaring you, but there is that day, the former IGP Kaihura went to Nicholas Opio to ask him to help him to be taken off the sanction list. In the face of the people and the face of the public, Kaihura looked strong, but at the back of it, he did not look very strong. He was very scared. And Opio gave him the answer, telling him, you know what, there's nothing I can do to help you. Just face the music. So whatever actions you're doing, just know that there is repercussions and there is a time to pay. The people are watching, Ugandans are watching. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to me. Subscribe to the channel and we shall be bringing you more updates as we follow up on the story of banning Bobi Wine from campaigning in Kampala as well as Tororo and other districts. Bye-bye.